He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. Why am I talking so low? I think I'm getting a cold. This is so weird, but you know what I'm saying? I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Black Ink Crew Season 6, Episode 3. Oh, this episode. Jesus be offense. I hope everyone had a good day. We have good weather here in Michigan. Like, I was able to wear, like, just the, a bomber jacket today. Like, I didn't need, like, a hat and a scarf and all. Beautiful weather. All the snow is melted for the most part. So I'm happy that we have, you know, a little break in the snow and the coldness that we usually have. It's like 30 or 40 degrees right now, so that's, you know, cool for Detroit for the middle of December. But I hope everyone else is having a great day, and we'll have a great tomorrow, and we'll have a great holiday. It's getting close to Christmas. We have 5 days, people. 5 days. We have not finished our Christmas shopping. After you watch this video, go get your shopping done. So yeah, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy whatever somebody celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas, all that stuff, and peace and blessings to everybody. This particular episode, you know, Sky, you know, and her son. I'm going to save that to the end just because it happened towards the end of the episode. So it is what it is. Let's get the other stuff out the way first. So, you know, the episode starts off with everybody up in the shop or whatnot. And they're basically telling Melody about the fight from the party from before when... why did her name slip my mind? Donna, Mace's old girl. So, you know, she let her know, like, yeah, the girl came in, it was a sister, and I saw her, you know what I'm saying, kind of walking us, went to the back, and when she was, you know, talking all that mess, she said, I just reached into my coochie, maybe she said my private area, put out my mace, and walked like you had it in your coochie. I mean, I wouldn't place mace there either, because what if it accidentally goes off and you mace your coochie? I mean, that has to be painful. Like, what if you fall? Like, what if you get kicked in your coochie and the mace go off? I'm just wondering. So, they kind of laughing about it or whatever. And like, yeah, that must have been why she had panties on, I guess, because usually I don't wear panties. And said, you know, if she got panties on, it means she holding some mace. I mean, I guess that's smart to put it there because it's close to you. You can grab it really quickly. You know, it's not in a pocket, you know, so to speak, or whatever. But, you know, I mean, as you said, you know, in New York, you have to stay ready. And you do. But, you know, that was what it was. Then, in the back, and then who walks in? The receptionist girl that Walt hired walk in like, hey, it's my first day. And Mel like, what? And Walt like, oh, yeah, I hired a receptionist. And she like, what? What? You know, because she's supposedly the manager. But I don't think she do much like that. And, you know, he like, we need a receptionist. Like, we need a receptionist, period. And she gonna say, well, does she have any experience? And he was like, yeah, she got a cell phone. She can answer the phone. I mean, honestly and truthfully, to be just a receptionist who answers phones, you don't need that much. You don't need experience. Now, you have a person working in a real office, you have to answer phones and file and fax and type up documents. That's something completely different. You can't, you know, really be a receptionist at a real office with no experience. But at a goddamn tattoo parlor, girl, bye. So, you know, she's like, okay, well, fine, you know, it's your first day. So she show her around, like, okay, this is where we tattoo at, you know, this is the front receptionist desk, you know, we have to order supplies. Matter of fact, you know, we need some paper towel. Can you go down to the bodega and get some paper towels? So the girl like, okay, I'm gonna go get some towels from the bodega. And when the girl leaves out, Sky locked the damn door. I'm like, bitch, is you that shady? Is you that petty? So they're like, you know, that ain't fair to lock her out. You know, that's, you know, but my thing is, didn't you give her some money? Or did you say, like, go buy it and don't come, you know, bring it back in 2 days? I mean, because my thing is she would have to come back to realize she locked out. And we ain't see her ass come back to see she was locked out. So I'm guessing, who knows? I don't care. It's just stupid. But she said how she's the only one that can hire someone. Melody is almost on like a power trip a little bit, but not much, because she is the manager, and technically Walt should not have hired that girl. But you can't be petty and then just like lock the girl out. You should have just told her from rip, no, you can't work here. No, thank you. No, have a nice day. But you know, was what it was. We see C's getting his STD results at the doctor's office, and I was laughing the whole goddamn time. Cause I'm like, ooh, what if he got herpes? Like, that would be like, you out here with all these thoughts, and you thotting and bopping, and you know what I'm saying, sleeping with everybody around. You didn't got herpes, and you ain't gonna know who you got it from. So that's what I was thinking. But, you know, we know life can never be that entertaining on TV. And he does have an STD, though. And I was like, oh, I wonder which one he got. Like, is it trisyphilitis? I think that's the real disease. I might have made that word up. Like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Is it herpes? Is it gonorrhea? Is it chlamydia? Like, I was like, please don't. I knew it wasn't HIV or AIDS, only because the scene seemed too jokey. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't seem too serious. And I feel like if someone went to the doctor and found out they had AIDS or HIV, it would have been like some dun-dun-dun music, not no kind of like do-do-do-do-do, not that. So we found out he do have an STD. Now, the name that the doctor said, I cannot pronounce for the life of me. I ain't gonna try to. But what he basically has is a urinary tract infection. So at first, when he said the first clinical name of it, he's like, oh man, this can ruin my business. You know, my tattoo career might be over. And the doctor like, what are you talking about? He was like, because I'm in contact with my clients' blood and, you know, this fluids, I can't have an STD. And the doctor was like, no, this isn't transferred, you know, through fluids. You know, you basically have a urinary tract infection. I'm like, see, he's got a dirty dick. Okay. Dirty dick boy. But, you know, it was what it was. So he gave him some medicine to get it all cleared up. But when you go back out onto the front and tell Ted, like, you know what I'm saying, I got a urinary tract infection, I got a UTI. Ted laughed, and it made it funnier because you actually had to hear C say, I got a UTI. Which is, you know, it was, but, you know, hopefully he say this gonna make him, you know what I'm saying, do things differently. He got to get on top of his grind. Boy, whatever. Okay. So we see, you know, Sky's flying to Texas to meet her sons, and their mom, their adoptive mom. But she says how she's worried that her sons won't want to like be bothered with her, basically because of how the oldest boy was in that interview. And you know what I'm saying? We know the older one is on one. We know the older one, Genesis, has issues with Sky. I was talking about him a little later too. You know, when the woman answers the door, it was a white woman. You know, Sky instantly jumped on her, hugged her, kissed her, because she's grateful. And I think, you know, so many people keep talking about Sky. Oh, she's a liar. She's a fake bitch. At the end of the day, no matter what the details are, she had them kids at a young ass age, and for whatever her reasons may have been, she gave them up to this woman who then raised the kids in her family. So I think at the end of the day, it don't matter if the kids are twins. It don't matter if they got the same daddy. It don't matter if when she gave them up they was 3 or 5 or 6 and 3 or whatever. None of that matters. What we do know is she gave them up. We know that for a fact. And what we do know is the woman she gave them up to had them this whole time. So people was like, you know, he was living in group homes and he was doing that. What it seems like is they were raised in the same stable house. So people just had so much crap to say about Sky, about how she's a liar, how she's fake. Now, don't get me wrong. Sky is extra. She's loud. She's rude. She can be very abrasive. She has a temper, but she's human. You know what I'm saying? She's a regular human. She's a mother who sacrificed her body as a 14, 15 years old. And then she made a sacrifice to give her children up because she couldn't give them a life they needed. So I just want to get that part out. So, you know, they're in the house. You know, the mother is happy to see her. Sky's happy to see the mother. And Sky's just saying, thank you. You know, thank you so much. You know, she's thanking this woman. And for me, because people say all the time, well, this is a fake show. And, you know, Sky fake, Sky and shit. That was true gratitude, emotion, sadness, heartbreak, relief. all in one coming out because you're thanking the woman who took in your children. You know how many teenage mothers, kids get taken and they in the system? Or their kids, get caught up in drugs and this craziness? Her two boys literally were raised by a family. She did what she wanted to. She gave them up, and they had a better life for the most part. So she was looking at all the photos of the kids when they were younger, as they were growing older, seeing how I think one plays football. It was cute. It was real cute. She was saying how she hasn't seen them since they were 5 and 3, and they're now 19 and 17. So it's been all these years and everything, 14, 15 years, and the mom said they were raised here. They were raised in the house. They was raised together. You know how many siblings, when it's more than one kid and they get put somewhere and the family takes both kids, that don't happen regularly. So I think everybody who judging her based on her personality, you know what I'm saying? Because Sky is extra. We all know that. I think some people is taking that part and keep putting it in there on her decision she made when she was 19. It gets on my nerve. So she's sitting on talk with the mom, whatever. The mom said how, they would sit down and eat dinner, how on Thanksgiving they would be thankful, say what they're thankful for, how one kid loves snacks, how the other one loves healthy food, just regular conversations from one mom to the other. And it just happens to be that one mom is the adoptive mom and the other mom is the biological mom. But it's still a conversation that they both needed to have. And I think it was beautiful, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't care, then I don't care either, because that's my opinion. So, she asked if she can see them, if she can meet them in person. And the mom says, well, you can meet Dad, but Dad's at football practice. He'll be home a little, soon. She's like, however, for Genesis, he doesn't live here anymore. I haven't talked to him since, she said, I think I've talked to him since July. Said how his biological dad came into his life about a year ago, and she's like, I thought he had good intentions. I thought he was going to really try to help him. And so because he was 18 at the time, I let him go with his father. Because he seemed like he had good intentions. She said before he left this house, he loved you. He understood what you did for him was a sacrifice. Like, he left the house still caring about you. She's like, but I don't know what happened since he left. He's a completely different kid. He's different. She said the things that he's been saying, he didn't say that when he was here. Someone put stuff in his head to feel differently. And the crazy thing about it is that's coming from the woman who raised him. Okay? The woman who raised him is saying that. Not his daddy, who been in his life for about a year. The mama who raised him for 14, 15 years. So, I take her word over Sky and the baby daddy any day. Because she raised the boy. She wouldn't have any reason to lie to Sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, at all. So, that to me spoke volumes. And she was saying how he's a different person now. It's just how, the boys knew that you put them up, that you put them first, and how the boys knew Sky always put them first, and that she did a tough thing by giving them up, but she did it for them. So she says, she's like, and they know that you stayed away to keep their life on track, basically, meaning she didn't come in when she wanted to and would disrupt their lives. Because I think that's the thing sometimes people don't get is when you give a child up, they have structure, they have a life, they have daily things that they do or whatever. If you come throw your monkey wrench in, it can either mess things up, or it can you just don't know how it's gonna happen. So her taking her time coming to put herself in their lives was a good thing, because it gave them time to grow up. And now they're at an age where they can make their own decision about a relationship with her. So I like how the adoptive mom said to her, I appreciate that you did that. Because it was true. But she did say that, she would try to reach out to Genesis so that they can meet. But she was like, she's like, I'll try to reach out. She was like, but I want you to know, he do have some anger issues. Yeah, we see that. You know, we want to see that. There's a small scene with Caesar meet with baby mama. This episode was really about Sky, so I'm trying to get through that stuff to get to the end. The baby mama, and he meet with her. He basically saying, since he got this whole STD, he want to kind of get his life back in order. Boy, whatever, he could have been there this, but he says how he wants to get back good with his baby mama so that he can, you know, just have a co-parenting, healthy, positive relationship with his daughter's mom. I think it's smart. So when Kathy got there, wasn't that Kat? That's that's oh shit, baby mama, whatever. I think her name was maybe Crystal. I think so. But you know, the mother of his child gets there, and she like, okay, I know you have something to say to me. So he goes on to say how, you know, he just wants to have a good relationship, how they should be able to co-parent, you know what I'm saying? How he wants to be friendly, and, you know, they have to be around each other forever because they have a daughter, and I drank too much water. And also how, you know, they owe it to their daughter to be able to co-parent, basically is what he said. And she basically agreed with him too. You know, she said, but don't you have something else to say? And he like, what? Like those 3 little words? And I was like, well, damn, what is it? You know, was it I told you so? Was it you ain't shit? I couldn't figure out what the words was. But I said, oh, I'm sorry. And then her name. So he did say he was sorry. You know, she's like, well, sorry for what? He like, well, can I just say everything? You know, I think they both played a part in the demise of their union as co-parents, but it's cool to see that they can come full circle and try to be, you know, get back on track. You know, she did say to him, you know, I want you to do 2 things for me. 1, stop cussing around my daughter, and 2, what else did she say? What's the second thing? Stop calling me your baby mama. You know, I'm the mother of your child. And I was like, you know what? People sometimes don't realize it's a damn difference. Most of the time, a female or a male say baby mama or baby daddy when that person kind of get on their nerve. They not together. You know what I'm saying? It's a way that you say things like that. But, you know, I feel like sometimes you are a little bit more respectful. You know what I'm saying? You refer to that person as the mother of your child or the father of my child's father. Versus that's just my baby's father. You know, it's a whole thing. So, you know, that was good. It was what it was. What else? Melody life partner, the dude who came and cussed her ass out about that big ass tax bill, then came up to the shop with some flowers. Okay, whatever. We don't even like you no more. And then he like, come outside, I got a surprise for you. And the damn surprise is a old RV that they gonna live in. They gonna sublease or sublet they apartment and they not gonna pay rent to try to pay off the tax debt. I don't know how much rent costs in New York. I live in Michigan, and when he said it's only gonna be for a couple of months, I'm like, well, how much rent do you pay every month? Like, I mean, cause $30,000. Like, do you pay like $5,000 a month? Cause you pay $5,000 a month, and you're not paying $5,000 a month anymore. Then you can be out of that RV in 6 months. But I'm like, how much you gonna save? I can't. Man, look, no, she's not happy about it because you know. But he like, you know, you got this tax debt, and this is what we're gonna have to do. And I'm like, okay. Boy, bye. You know, I don't care about that either. So, back to the point at hand. Sky is about to meet her son. She's very, very nervous, you know what I'm saying? And she's sitting there and she's like completely nervous. And when he walks in, when her son walked in, and they both ran to each other and tackled each other. When I tell you that was the most amazing thing I have ever seen on Black Ink Crew, ever, in all 6 seasons, between Black Ink Crew and Black Ink Crew Chicago. That was the most amazing thing ever, because it was the start and the end of something for both Sky and her son. And it showed how much he loved his mother despite her giving him up, and how much she loved her son, and she couldn't wait to see that boy. And, you know, they both were just hugging and crying. Everybody crying. Her best friend was crying. The other mama was crying. The other white woman who was there, she was crying too. And I was crying. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, it's so sad. I mean, not sad, but it was an amazing, anyone who watched that and didn't feel euphoric, like you didn't feel great to see that mother-son just come together moment, your heart is made of stone, okay? And she kept looking at his face, like at his features, like, oh my God, your nose, your eyebrows, we have these feet, and the son do look like her, and he's looking at her, and it was just amazing. It was amazing, they kept saying how much they love each other, and how he's, he said, I'm happy to see you. It was fucking beautiful. Okay, it was beautiful. Like, can't nobody tell me different. She then said, do you mind if we go outside and talk? Asking the mom. And she's like, oh, yeah, I don't. And she's like, oh, yeah, I don't care. And Sky's like, well, I don't want to overstep my boundaries, just doing stuff here, I'm just trying to ask this to be sure. I like how she realized she is still a visitor in their lives, even though she's the birth mom. So her and her son go outside, dance, and, he says how he's just, how he's, because she said, are you happy? Are you happy? Were you always happy? He's like, yeah, I'm happy here, but I did always want to see you. Then she's trying to basically apologize, say how sorry she is, how hard it was for her to give them up. She was trying to say the things she's always wanted to say. And what I thought was beautiful was he was like, you don't have to be sorry. You here now, you ain't gonna leave. It showed that everything that she did, every sacrifice that she made, every, low blow that someone has taken at her for giving up her kids, it was worth it. Because at least one of her sons is a well-rounded kid. He gets why she did it. And, it was just wonderful to see him understand it. You know what I'm saying? And that was how he sees it. Because we know she got 2 different kids. This is how he sees it. She then said, like, if you allow me in your life, I promise I'll be consistent. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be consistent. I want to be involved in whatever you allow me to be involved in. And it was a good thing because she asked him if he would allow her to be in his life. Meaning, I don't want to integrate myself if you not open to that. And I want to only integrate myself in whatever you want to put me in, up and through in the beginning of it or whatever. And he was like, okay, we can do that. We can take it step by step, absolutely. But that boy loved his mama. Point blank, period. And he loved his adopted mom too, because when she was crying, he said, Mom, you crying? So he loves them both. And it was just it was a whole wonderful moment, he then says how, for him, he's like, there's no need for me to be upset with you. You know what I'm saying? He like, you were really young when you had us, and you did the hard thing back there. You did the hard thing, but look where I'm at now. True, because he is thriving. He's in school. He's playing football. He seems like a happy kid, and who knows where he would have been if Sky would have been just trying to, shuck and jive and survive as a teenager with 2 kids when she was not in a good place mentally, physically, emotionally either at that, back then when she was like 19, 20 years old. She says that's why she did it, basically, so that they can have structure. And, I think her seeing him have this structure, have this good life, be a well-rounded kid, it kind of took a little bit of weight off her shoulders, because she feel like, okay, everything I went through wasn't for nothing, because I went through it and I gave them the better life that I could not get. And at the end of the day, that is what adoption is about. It ain't about how old the kid was when they was adopted. If the mama talking about it ain't about none of that bullshit that I keep hearing people saying online about her. It's strictly about she did the better thing for her kids. Point blank, period. And he's telling her how he missed her and everything, and it's just wonderful because he was looking like he couldn't stop looking at her because his mother was in his presence. And for me, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? You can't hate on that. You can't be like, well, she still lied. Anybody saying the Sky still lied, Sky still ain't shit, you have issues, because that means you are too close-minded to see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? The bigger picture of it is that lady gave her kids up, and now she's having to live with that decision. You know what I'm saying? And realized that she made the right decision. Cause them kids wouldn't have been where they were had they been with Sky, and we all know that. Then let's not act like, oh, she should have kept him because it would have been fine. No, Sky ain't the kind of person at all. And as wild as we see her now, can you imagine how wild she was with no cameras around? You know what I'm saying? So whatever. He didn't invite her to go to a football game, and he is because they were like in the yard, playing, catching footballs or whatever. It was cute. So what else do we see? We see Vagina Slayer is back. He's back in the tattoo shop. The same girl came back to get a tattoo. I don't want to take too much time on this either. Came back to get a tattoo. I think Vagina Slayer is cute though. He's an awkward cute. Like he look young. Like I might go to jail for talking to him cute because he might not be. Well, he got to be at least 21. But still, you know what I'm saying? Something about him, I'm like, you know what? I like it a little bit. Okay, a little bit. But the tattoo he did, like Mel and C's basically didn't like it. It wasn't horrible at all. But what I find confusing is Mel said that she had seen his work and he was so good. But then he get in the shop and you talking about how he is shitty. I mean, did you really see his work? Did you make sure it was his work before you hired this boy? I mean, what's going on? So when she felt like, it was bad work, Steve was like, you know what I'm saying? I thought it would be more amazing. But, what we're going to do is I'm going to have you be the apprentice under Melanie. And he said he feel like if he do that Vagina Slayer, I'm calling him VS. VS will try to prove Mel wrong, which will make him be better. I agree. I really do. Mel saying how, I ain't got time. I'm already wiping one kid ass at my house. I don't want to have to come here and do that. Bitch, you the manager. Okay? And Donna spoke the truth. Donna said, if you can't stand by your hire and do what you need to do, then you don't need to be manager. Walt should be manager. I agree. Because you hired that boy. And if you can't hire the right people and you can't fix what you did, then you shouldn't be manager. I'm just saying, that's my point of view. It is what it is. So we do see Sky go to her son's game, and she was a full-on football mom. The other mom was there as well. And so all of the girls, all of her son, with his number on and just all over him. So he must be a popular kid or whatever. It was a cute thing, you know what I'm saying? She was happy to see her son. They took selfies together and stuff. It was just a cute, because again, you can still see him happy. One, he's happy because that's his regular life. So he seems to be a happy kid. And then two, you see him happy that his mom is there. So for me, that was beautiful. The adopted mom was very welcoming and loving to Sky too. It's great to see there not be any weirdness, you know what I'm saying, in that aspect. She seems like a great woman, you know what I'm saying, especially to take in 2 black children together and raise them, you know what I'm saying. So it was what it was. They then try to call Genesis again, her oldest son, and ask, if he wants to meet Sky. So Genesis answered, and when mom asked, like, hey, do you want to meet your mother? And he was like, nah. And I'm like, damn. And you saw like Scar's face just kind of like, because he said no. And the adopted mom was saying like, well, she really loves you. We all love you and she loves you too. It'll just be more love going around, And now she's trying to convince him to at least think about it. He like, nope, I gotta go, bye. And he hangs up. And the adopted mom is saying like, that's not him. You know what I'm saying? He was that way because his daddy right there. And that's how he is. I agree. I do. And the only reason I say that is because a mother knows her children. And at the end of the day, she was his mother. So she knows the difference in her child. Because she's raised him for at least the past 14, 15 years. So she knows when he's different. And again, as I say, what do she have to lie about? Okay? Nothing. So the adopted mom do say, he in a bad place right now, meaning the people around him is not the best, and we can kind of see that because it was crazy. So the last scene of the evening, the adoptive mom kept calling Genesis, asked him to meet with Sky. He agrees while she's still in town. So Sky, her best friend at this restaurant, went from the come in, and she's nervous. She's very nervous because she is aware that he's angry because, again, she's already seen this interview that he did. And when he walked in, and he looked angry. He just looked angry and like a mad, angry person. And even if I had not seen the preview of what was gonna go down, I could have told you from how he walked in there, it was gonna be a mess. So when he sit down, Sky said, like, I didn't want to go up to hug him or kiss him because I don't think he wants that from me. Even though that's what I want to do because I'm so happy to see him, I know he not there. So they sit down, each at the table. He looking at her, but he not looking at her. Like, he'll look at her and turn away. Look at her. He couldn't look at her for a long period of time. And, she just sitting there, she just saying, I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. I miss you. And she's just saying what's coming to her head. And she's crying. And you can see that when she was talking, that he was holding back tears. Like, he didn't want to get kind of sucked in to her. Like, I think he has in his head that I hate her. I don't want to be around her. I got to be mean to her. I can't feel for her. So I think when she was talking and she was saying, I was really fucked up back then. I didn't have nothing. I can show you where I live. I went from group home to group home. No, or from group home to shelters. I can show you that. Like, I had nothing. I'm so sorry. It was so hard for me, but I love you. I love you. I love you. And he was getting like you can see he was getting teary-eyed. And I feel like that's when he flipped. You know what I'm saying? Because he felt like he was getting too emotional. So I think he went the complete opposite way. You know what I'm saying? And she was saying, my life just got right. I wasn't always on this reality TV show stuff. She said, I just started getting all of this. She says, in the beginning, I wasn't getting paid. Now, he then said, that's a bunch of bullshit. My thing is, anyone who remember when Sky was first on the show, Sky wasn't really on the show at first. Sky was Sky was a girl messing with like Ted or something. It wasn't even, she wasn't a castmate. And slowly but surely, she was showing up in more episodes. But everybody also should know that on these VH1 reality shows, you don't get paid just because you on there. Like, sometimes you on there and you don't get paid for it. Sky didn't start getting paid probably until 2 seasons ago, maybe 3 seasons ago. But she ain't been getting paid all 6 seasons because in the beginning she wasn't a real cast member. She was just showing up, and because people gravitated to her, is when she started getting paid from it. And even when she started getting paid, please believe they weren't paying her like a whole bunch of money, because they weren't. The same way when season them started season 1, they wasn't getting paid a lot. That's why you just now starting to see any of them really have money and really start doing things, because the show now is really, really popular. So now they can ask for more money and they can do more. So people are like, well, she been on the show for all these seasons. That girl wasn't getting paid like that. She had to work her way up just like everybody else. I got to quote, I'm sorry. She had to work her way up just like everybody else. And I think someone has been telling him, she been on for 6 seasons, she got money, and she just said, fuck y'all. That's what I feel like someone said to that boy. And I don't think that's really true. You know what I'm saying? At all. And he don't get that yet. And that's why he's so fucking old. When she's saying, like, I'm just getting right, I don't, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, I wasn't getting paid, and he like, he wouldn't look at her. Because she kept saying, look at me. Genesis, just look at me. Please just look at me. And he wouldn't look at her. Because I think he felt like if he looked at her, he would have to believe what she was saying. And someone has it in his head not to believe shit she say. Because he was just totally, not open to listening to her point blank, period. And I saw some people posting on Twitter, he might have acted differently had his brother been there. I don't think the brother should have been there. I think it's a good thing that they had 2 separate meetings, because the boy just seemed angry. Okay, I don't think his brother would have stopped his anger at all. Period. So I don't think that's true. But anyway, he then, when he got pissed, that's some bullshit. And then he flips out. I mean, he like knocked the stuff off the table. I don't know if he was trying to hit Sky. I don't know if he was trying to fight Sky. I don't know if he got so emotionally riled up that he couldn't control himself, and so he just had to hit something. But when he stood up and knocked the stuff off the table, and then Sky jumped up, I'm like, are you trying to fight your mama? Like, it happened so fast of that's some bullshit. That stuff is on, boom, they both up. And I'm like, I was confused. Because I'm like, I know she don't want to fight her son, for one. But I feel like when he did that, she jumped up just in defense. Because he's an angry kid. And he has a temper. So I think for her, she like, well, damn, is he going to like beat me up? Like, what is he doing? Because, again, he's knocking stuff over. And it happened in a split second. Like, it wasn't even an argument or a disagreement or anything. It went from, you know, I'm so sorry. I love you so much, you know, this and this and this, to him saying that's some bullshit, and then knocking the table over. And then security came in real quick, okay, snatched Sky up, you know, tried to snatch Genesis up. However, Genesis fought all the security, and you hear Sky saying, "Get off my son, Genesis, Genesis!" And she's screaming his name, trying to get him to calm down, but he ain't gonna listen to her. You know, she's screaming to security to not touch him. But I'm like, you can't tell security not to touch him because he wilding right now. Like, he jumped, and they just trying to do their job, basically. And he wilding. Like, he flipped one dog. This boy, I feel like security purposely didn't go hard on him. I think security was literally just trying to calm him down and get him away from Sky. But I think he took that as, they trying to fight me. Because then he's swinging on security. And they not swinging back. Because security wasn't trying to fight him. They were trying to just contain him. And because they were trying to contain him and he trying to fight, they have to dodge his punches. And he like flipped one dude, pushed some white dude up against the... It was crazy. It was absolutely fucking insane. And you see how angry that boy is. And it's hurtful because he's angry. He's very, well, not only that he's angry, he's hurt. He's angry, he's hurt, he's confused. He is all of the above because he is a kid whose mother gave him up for adoption. And people have probably told him things about his mother. And sometimes when people get to you first and fill your head with whatever, you don't care what's next at all. And I feel like that's the situation. And, you know, they had to drag Sky out. Like, they had to drag her out. And the whole time they were dragging her out, she was screaming, "Don't touch my son. Get off my son. Don't hurt him." As any mother would. But what she don't get is he don't hear nothing you saying. He too angry. He too much in his emotions to even hear you begging them to leave him alone. And in hindsight, he's the threat. He fight all security, and he's just a kid. And, you know, I'm happy security did not fight back. Because people was like, oh, he beat security up. He didn't beat security up. Security on TV shows aren't there to fight. They're not. They're not fighters. Security on any reality show is there to break up fights, to keep people from fighting. So even if you swinging on them, they just trying to get a hold of you to calm you down. But every time they got a hold on him, he got more and more buck wild. He bucking. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. You know, they dragged Sky to the car. She crying. She barefoot. It was crazy. You know, the son, he walking out. He didn't rip his shirt off. He's like, ah! He's screaming. That boy is hurt. Point blank period. At the end of the day, he need his mama. He need his mama. And I feel like in about 5 years, they'll be in a great place. And he gonna look back at this and know other people manipulated him to hate his mother. That's what they did. Because it ain't no way that his adopted mom said just last year he was fine with you. Him and his brother were fine until he left and went with his father. And then he left and went with his father. And then it's a completely different person. And he seemed just so fucking angry. Just so angry. And it's so sad. And I feel like people keep blaming Sky. Well, she was on the show and she be wilding out and she be all wild and she this and she that. That girl gave her kids up, and then she had to live her own life and get herself in order. You know what I'm saying? She did. And if you think about it, the same Sky from like season 2, she ain't the same. She not as wild as she was. Like, she's still wild, but she didn't calm down. And I think everyone has to understand that everyone has a journey that they have to live. So before you judge her and call her the worst person ever and how she's a liar and she ain't shit, she was a young mother who was in jail, who was on drugs, whose mother was bipolar, manic depressive, on drugs, and drinking, with 2 kids. The baby daddies went in her. Both baby daddies was gone. So before y'all judge her because she's too fucking much and she's too fucking extra, because I said that before, she really is extra as hell, and sometimes she irks my goddamn nerves. But at the same time, that woman has a story, and it don't matter if the kids how old they were. It doesn't matter if she said the age they were. It doesn't matter if she said they was twins. None of that matters. She gave them up for adoption, and now she's trying to reconnect with them. It don't matter that she didn't do it sooner. It was hard. So, I mean, that's my opinion. I don't really care who agrees with me or disagrees with me. I feel like people who have a story to tell and who have overcame stuff, you know what I'm saying, has the right to overcome it without people consistently trying to find any little thing to dislike them. So, that's my review. You know, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Put your comments below that you want to put in. You know what I'm saying? I love everyone, good, bad, or indifferent. Even if your opinion differs from mine, love you anyway. But I will see you guys next time. Peace.